All right, folks, let's take a look at Zorin OS 12. This is Zorin OS 12 Core. There is also Ultimate, and there might be another one, I think. So Zorin OS has been kind of kicking around in the background of, or I guess the shadow of Ubuntu and all of its derivatives for a while now. I don't know if there was a Zorin OS 1 or 2. I do know that there was a Zorin OS 9, 10, and 11. Now, Zorin OS 12 comes with the Zorin Desktop 2.0, and it looks like, from what the pictures I've seen and what I've read about it, appears to be based almost entirely on GNOME. I don't know what version. The desktop looks fantastic, and I'm excited to see, what everything looks like. I mean, it looks really, really good. The black on kind of that light blue looks really, really fantastic. I mean, you could tell this is GNOME Shell. Like, there's not really any question about it, but it's a very unique take on it. I wonder what the font is. The font is definitely not the GNOME font, which is Cantrell, I think is what it's called, which is an awesome font, by the way. That's a fantastic font, but that is not what this is. So this is the installer Ubiquity. If you've watched my Elementary OS video, I'm willing to bet you that this is the exact same installer because, everything's based on original Ubuntu's Ubiquity. So basically, you just replace the name Ubuntu with the name of your OS and you're good to go. So I'm installing this on a physical computer with a spare drive that I have. And I guess it's having some sort of issue with UEFI. I think it's saying that it's going to, if you're trying to dual boot, it might wreck a master boot record or something. I don't really know. I usually only use UEFI because that's kind of the standard, so I don't really care. So we're just going to use up the entire disk. Just like any other Ubuntu install, you can encrypt it, you can use LVM, you can do something else. We're just going to use the entire disk and jump right in. So no surprises, the next screen is probably going to be time zone, followed by user information, I'm willing to bet. Here's your time zones, and user information is following. Oh, keyboard layout. Surprise me. My name is EG, and my password is a big fat secret. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so let's go ahead and restart. That install took about 14 or 15 minutes, which, that's pretty long, but it pales in comparison to OpenSUSE's install, which took no less than 30 minutes. So it was still a pretty good amount of time, and it was probably still longer than regular Ubuntu, but it's not too bad, really. So here is the login screen. Looks pretty standard. I would not doubt for a second that this is GDM. So it's probably, wow, that was really weird. Did you see that? Like my graphics drivers. My graphics card is an NVIDIA 750 Ti. I'm using the open source drivers, of course, we just installed. I don't plan on installing the proprietary drivers, but I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't work. And we're getting stuck here at this black screen. There we go. Okay, maybe I'm just being impatient. So looks like the shell hasn't dropped down yet. Or wait, no. Actually, yeah, this is how it's supposed to look. So this is actually more customized than I was expecting. Huh. I guess I'm not giving the Zorin Desktop 2.0 enough credit. So I'm still fairly certain that this is based in large part on GNOME. I don't know what version. Let's see if we can find out. Oh boy, it sure takes some time to load stuff. It's our first boot, so I can't really give it too much crap. So Zorin OS 12. There's no information about what version of GNOME. I assume that it's like GNOME 22 or, whatever. It's probably whatever Ubuntu 16.4 is based on. So I would say that in large part, Zorin OS and Zorin Desktop shares a lot in common, figuratively speaking, with the wonderful and amazing Elementary OS, which you guys know that I like so much. And I say that because it's not an official Ubuntu derivative. It's kind of like its own thing. And I think that they have their own team that's working behind it. They're not as transparent as the Elementary OS team. I actually found it somewhat difficult to find information on the Zorin OS team. I think it's just like a couple guys that are working on this, and I think that they're based out of Ireland, but I'm not 100% sure. Whereas, if you want to learn about Elementary OS, go to the website, and the guys love to talk about themselves. Zorin is a little bit different. So it's not an official Ubuntu derivative, but it's based on Ubuntu 16.4. and this is, you know, a version of GNOME. So yeah, this is the file browser. Is it its own thing, or is it Nautilus? Or how do I even find out, actually? Where the hell is the help? Really? Oh, is this actually? Yeah, here we are. Is this Nautilus? Or files, I guess? So yeah, so this is just Nautilus, or files, GNOME documentation team. So that's that. You know, one thing that I'm not a huge fan of, and I don't know why. Actually, you know what? To be honest, doesn't look that bad. In the OpenSUSE video, when I get into the desktop, I point out that I'm not a huge fan of the fact that most things are dark and black, but when you open up your file manager, it's white. I think it actually works pretty well here because of the blue accents. Oh, look at the folders light up like that. This is gorgeous, man. You know, this theming and styling really gives Elementary a run for its. You know, I'm gonna go on record saying that this is more visually appealing to me than Elementary OS, and I love Elementary. This is really, really good looking. Oh, look at the icons. That's cool. So they expand and then they point inwards. I don't think that GNOME does that. In fact, when you first install GNOME, you have to tweak it to bring these freaking buttons back. I always thought that was just dumb. Why would you take these away? So that's really cool. I like that. So, and then look at the borders. You got the blue around the borders, and you've got the shadow. I think the shadow is just part of GNOME, but I don't believe that the borders are. So that's really cool. They really give it their own touch, and I love that. Yeah, that's my time zone. Good, good, good. So what do we have here? It comes with Wine. It comes with Play on Linux. Really? Well, what version of Wine are we running? That's interesting. Let's fire up the terminal. I bet you it's just the GNOME terminal. This is GNOME, right? Yep, GNOME terminal. What version of Wine do we have? I assume it's Dash V. I don't know. Could be Dash version. Wow, really? Really? It takes you that long to... Okay, well, I guess you'll come back eventually. And this is... It seems like everything is running really slow. And I don't want to blame the OS for it. But it's really weird how slow everything is going. And obviously, this isn't a VM. This is like a physical box. It's like a quad core with 16 gigs of RAM and stuff. Actually, does it have a system monitor? It does. So here it is. We're using a gig of RAM. What do we have running? What's eating up all of our RAM? Seems like a lot. The GNOME. Oh, look at that. GNOME shell. GNOME software. Got Evolution running in the background and stuff. GNOME shell's taking up a lot of frickin' memory. That's really weird. 100, is that normal? 100 megs just for, like, we just logged in 5 minutes ago and it's already eating up a lot of memory. That's weird. File systems, we only have 2. ext4 is the default, no surprise there. I don't know, I guess Wine checked out. I have no idea what the hell's going on. This is very odd. We'll just launch Wine config and get the version from that. Wine 1.6.2, so it's Wine stable. It's not, wait a second, 1.8 is out, isn't it? This is probably the version that comes with Ubuntu, so it's not Zorin's fault. So what else can we look at here? I think that there was, we got the activities overview. Okay, so that means if you push, yeah, if you push the Windows key or the meta key or whatever you want to call it. Oh, what's this? Comes with Geary. Why is Evolution running if Geary is installed? Why the hell is Evolution on? At any rate, you can hit the Windows key and bring this up. You got your browser manager. Does it come with all these installed? I think, oh no, it doesn't. It says install here. Okay, so Web is the GNOME browser and then Midori is the Elementary browser, I think. So it looks like it's actually going to install the package. Yeah, this is GDebi, I think, isn't it? So that's cool. Automation is good. I haven't really had to touch the terminal at all, which is, you know, what you would expect out of an Ubuntu-based, aside from the one thing, which is what you would expect from an Ubuntu-based desktop. So they've got their own search, which is cool. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go to their website. And it's fast enough. Looks like the theme comes along here, unless it's that spinny thing is always that shade of blue. Seems like it's the same shade as everything else. Their website is very material design-like as everything else. Whoa. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Look at that. Interesting. Oh, it's when that animation goes on. Nah, that must be graphics driver problems. Look at this, just like window that just says installed, and it like I can't even grab it. What the hell? So let's see if it actually installed. Oh, it did. Cool. Okay, that's cool. So something I haven't talked about is the icons. I hit cancel. The icons are a version of paper icons, I think. So if you go pull down the paper icon pack, I think that these are a little bit brighter, and I think that they're like a superset of what paper offers. I don't know if this icon set is open source. Now, as far as this little launcher thing here goes, I'm pretty sure that this piece here that I can't even right click, there's no information about it. I believe that this is just an extended GNOME dock, and this launcher is some kind of customized fork of either the GNOME menu or the DeXe application menu. It looks an awful lot like the DeXe application menu, but at the same time, it's a little bit different. Like there's this little divider here, and some of the things are in different spots. But in general, I mean, the search works good, and it looks really good. All the buttons are in good spots. We'll go back to settings, and there was this other section here, Zorin appearance. So I think, okay, so this is something that Zorin has had for a while. This, oh, okay, it's Roboto. How about that? So in previous versions of Zorin OS, they had something like this that you could change around how the desktop looks. So you could emulate Windows 7, Windows 10, Mac OS, and stuff like that. And I guess this is similar, but it's got way less features. We'll put home on the desktop because I like having desktop icons. Yeah, this looks great. Tile bar. Oh, wow, look at that. Holy crap. That is so responsive. I love it. Window scaling, is this just, whoa. What the hell? Uh-oh. Wow, that was weird. Oh no, I've really screwed things up now. What is this up here? What'd I do? Oh, okay, it's just like trapped or something. Oh wow, look at that. I screwed the background up. Okay, so guys working on Zorin, I don't know what the hell I just did. I increased the scaling and it like broke the desktop. You might want to look into that. So let's take a look at these different layouts. Okay. This is kind of reminds me of KDE a little bit. I like this here with the squares. This looks an awful lot like Chrome OS. Yeah, I like this one better. And then of course you can just go back to normal GNOME. Yeah, see, there you go. This is GNOME. Like, that's it. This is GNOME Shell. So that's cool. Yeah, man, I really like this. I really, really dig this desktop. Like, this is something that I could see myself switching to. I know if you guys have seen my most recent videos, I'm back on Unity 16, or excuse me, Ubuntu 16.4 with Unity 7. And it's cool. Like, it does what I want to do. There's no real surprises or anything. I can customize it. People have said it looks really good. I don't know. This I assume that it would have all the same functionality as my Ubuntu desktop, but this looks amazing. This looks really, really good. So, oh wow. Okay, so this addresses my my issue with having different colored, like this is black and this is white. Now everything is black. This is actually a little painful. This is too sharp. I'm not sure if I like that. So let's go back to Zorin appearance. So something that I'm not a huge fan of, and I know that I think that there are a couple elementary plugins for Switch Panel, I think is a Switch Pad. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But notice how if I go to search, it's still embedded within the control panel. If I go to Bluetooth, I'm still in the control panel. But if I open Zorin Appearance, it's actually launching a new application. Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, here's another bug. You shouldn't be able to just open an infinite number of these applications. Yeah, that's not good. Out of curiosity, how much resources do those take up? Zorin Appearance. They don't take up much, but still at like 20 megabytes a pop, you shouldn't, I mean, this is really bad. Like it'd be really easy for somebody using it to not pay attention and then go over here and then not realize that you still had stuff open and just, you know, start doing stuff that takes a bunch of RAM, and then suddenly all these rogue processes are eating up all the memory and then you run out of memory. Like that's an extreme case, but I think you see where I'm going with it. That's not good. Quit 7 windows. Holy crap. Let's see what else you can do in there. We got all these different themes. No, you don't want that theme. You can change your icons. That's cool. And I don't know what shell is. That's probably just, I wonder if this Zorin appearance is a fork of GNOME Tweak and they just had to bring along this even though it doesn't do anything. And then this probably makes it look a little, yeah, this is like Manjaro. And then if you want to hurt your eyes, you can make it dark. Now we've got like an Ubuntu. God, these themes look great. These guys did a really good job. Is Lato in here? Nah. Is Open Sans in here? Nah. Oh, wait a second. There was a dyslexic font. You see that? Oh, interesting. Open dyslexic font? What the hell font pack came with this? Interesting. And then, of course, you've got your panel. You can move it to the top if you want. Intelligent auto hide. So if you make it big, it'll go away. What the hell? There we go. See? That's cool. I've always liked that. And notice how it's translucent. And then if you blow it up, then now it's solid. That's another great touch. Change the height and show application menu. What is that? Oh, interesting. That little guy. So where does this functionality go if you turn that off? Do you just lose it? Oh, did it go here? No? I guess you just lose it. If you disable the application menu, I guess that goes away. Okay, so I think that will just about wrap this up. Let's see what kind of backgrounds they have, and oh wow, they have a whole bunch. Wow, how about that? Oh no. That's not good. Boy, I really screwed something up. Well, that's another great picture too. That looks like something you'd see on Manjaro. Okay, so, well, I screwed that up. Firewall I wanted to look at. Now, I'm not up to speed on GNOME and kind of everything that it provides. I haven't been up to speed with it for a while, but I don't remember there being a section for firewall configuration. This is pretty cool. I know that Elementary has a plugin for the firewall, but it doesn't open up this one. This is an application specific to uncomplicated firewall. Yeah, G UFW, so G is probably GUI uncomplicated firewall. So that's cool. I do like that. If you want to manage your firewall and stuff. Backups opens Deja Vu, I think is what this is. Right? No, God, I don't want all of the GNOME help. Get that out of there. So the last thing I want to look at is the Ubuntu specific things like the updater. So I think that we already opened software, which is GNOME software. There's nothing special about it. Most people don't use this. They use something like Synaptic, which I assume is here. Right? Yep, Synaptic's here. So that's cool. Let's see if we can find the updater. I think this is it. This is where you can install additional packages and stuff. So we've got all these enabled by default. And Canonical Partners is not enabled by default. That's kind of surprising. That's interesting. So, what the hell happened? Huh. Froze up. Oh, the whole thing froze up. What the hell's going on? I don't know what happened. Well, at any rate, I think it's interesting that there are specific PPAs to Zorin OS, one called patches and one called stable. I would assume that both of those repositories pertain to the Zorin desktop because there are relatively few specific apps to Zorin. So I don't know what they could be patching. They're certainly not patching the core OS. They're patching the desktop. But unfortunately, speaking of the desktop, it looks like okay, the desktop crashed on me. But it didn't. It did not refresh the background, which is kind of funny. I don't know why it crashed. Nothing failed in here. I don't know what that was about. But anyways, I think that we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This video has gone long enough. Everything else is pretty much just like Ubuntu. So, I mean, in effect, I think that the guys did a really great job. It is kind of in between a official Ubuntu derivative like Ubuntu GNOME or Xubuntu and a full-blown fork of Ubuntu like Elementary OS. It's somewhere in between. And I think that's pretty cool. I see Zorin OS in the future becoming more like Elementary OS, where it's kind of its own project. I would love to see the developers and the team in general communicate better with the community. I actually discovered that Zorin OS was released because I think the developer said something on Twitter and I came across it and thought that it would be a cool thing to make a video on. I would love to see more of that. So, yep, that'll wrap this video up. Let's see if we can shut down successfully and safely. And I think that's it. So, yeah.